So today we're going to be looking at another weapon in Hypixel Skyblock that I personally think is overlooked and is better than you think. Now I have made a couple of videos similar to this in the recent past and everyone seems to enjoy them a lot, so here's another one. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. So the weapon that we're going to be looking at today is this Necromancer's sword. So what we're going to be doing is basically comparing this sword to the Livid Dagger, which I usually do because that seems like a pretty good base weapon to compare things to. One thing I do want to mention is obviously the Livid Dagger is recombobulated. It's got hot potato books on it. Other than that, pretty much everything else is the same. Obviously the reforged is slightly different, but we'll take that into consideration when we actually do the test. Now, not only does this Necromancer sword have a good base damage, actually better than the Livid Dagger, it also has this right click ability. And the right click ability of this sword is basically when you kill a mob, you can right click their soul which they drop on the floor, store it in your sword, and then when you right click when you have enough mana and when it's reset, you can then basically spawn in that mob. When mobs then hit you, they will basically fight for you, so it's actually quite a good idea really. But we are going to be more focusing on the straight up damage of this sword, just because I think it is overlooked and you never really hear anyone talking about this sword in particular. So let's see how it faces up against the Livid Dagger. Now, one thing that I do want to say is that this sword actually cost 26 million. It was the only one on the market with one for all. So it is quite possible that I've been ripped off. At the same time, that may not be the case. To be honest, I don't really know, but I bought it for 26 mil. You'll have to tell me in the comments. So for this damage test, we are going to be using my Necron armor as I usually do, if I can actually equip it. And we're also going to be using a Tiger Pet. Along with that, accessories are as followed. I'm not going to go over all of them, but some of them are reforged to silky, some of them shaded, and some of them strong as well, basically to try and maximise damage. Now, by no means is my damage fantastic. I don't really grind skills too much, as you probably all know. But regardless of that, the damage actual percentage change really shouldn't be too different between the weapons. So yeah, let's get into the damage test. And like I said, I'll be taking into consideration the fact that the Necromancer sword isn't recombobulated and it doesn't have the fuming potatoes on it. So first of all, we're going to test with our Livid Dagger, see how much damage we do. 122k, it is fabled, so the damage will slightly vary, but we're going to try and get the highest damaging hit we can get. 136k, 132k, 136k, 131. So roughly like between 130 and 140k. And then if we switch to our Necromancer sword, it has got withered on it, so in that case sort of the damage should be more consistent. 155k, and this is what I mean about the soul that you can pick up. You can then store that in your sword and then basically use them to fight in your favour. So if we then just go over here and do a few more damage tests, 144k, 146, 144, 145, 145. I mean, it consistently does pretty much a very similar amount of damage, or slightly more, to the Livid Dagger. Now, the prices of these swords are also very similar. So, to be honest with you, I mean, it's a good contender. I think it's definitely overlooked. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to go to a different location to test out the right-click ability of this. Just purely because I have the talisman that basically makes the zombies not target onto you and not hit you. We're going to need to go somewhere where they actually will try and hit me, so it'll actually work. So we're here in the Blazing Fortress and we're just going to test out this right click ability. Is this going to... I don't even know if that worked or not, but is this going to hit us? Literally, Eri just destroys everything. You get hit and it literally just... We can actually get hit again. Just to give you an idea of what it actually does, it literally just destroys them. Now, if we actually look at the in terms of what damage, it does like 11k. I mean, obviously, it depends on the level of soul that you've stored. That's another thing to note. So basically, depending on the mob that you've actually stored the soul of, like as you can see here, I've got level 126 and level 1. So they do various amounts of damage. I think the level 126 was doing like 11k damage, and the zombie was doing 1k damage. So you can imagine if you do get higher level actual mobs, they can be doing a decent amount of damage. And to be fair, it's not. I mean, there's nothing you can really lose from having this ability. Obviously, if we are comparing this sword to the Livid Dagger, as we are in this video, the right click ability has surely got to go up against the ability, or the abilities on the Livid Dagger, which is the right click to throw the dagger and the back hit as well. So to be honest, like for the difference of damage, if this sword had fuming potatoes and fuming potato books and it was recombobulated, it would do more damage than the Livid Dagger, and at the moment it also does do more damage than the Livid Dagger in a normal hit. But then again, the abilities on the Livid Dagger sort of do make it better. So to be honest, I think what I can take from this video and this comparison is that The Living Dagger's better. For the price, it's still better. I mean, when they're fully upgraded, I mean, the Living Dagger will probably be slightly more expensive. But it is just better. The Necromancer Sword is good. It's definitely better than I guess people think it is. Pretty much overlooked. Completely, really. I mean, to be honest with you, if I didn't even see it on the AH, I wouldn't even be too sure it existed. I mean, sometimes I've seen it in drops in dungeon chests, but that's about it. So if there was ever any debate, which I'm not sure if there was or not, the Living Dagger's better. The prices are very similar, and to be quite honest, the Living Dagger's abilities just completely outweigh the Necromancer's abilities. So this video was actually requested quite a few times in the comments of the Aspect of the Dragons video, so I thought I'd give it a go. I mean, it's only fair to test it out, but to be honest, I didn't have a massive amount of faith in it. It is better than I thought, to be honest. But anyway, this is going to be the end of the video. There will be another week to Hyperion coming out tomorrow, so if you enjoy that series, stay tuned. But anyway, like I said, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. But before I go, if you've not already joined the Discord and you're wondering, do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. It's always linked in the description. Join in on there. We've got giveaways going on over there, left, right and centre. It's a good community to be a part of in general. So yeah, get yourself involved. But anyway, see ya.